You in
Okay.
acting, right?
I am in acting.
How long you been acting?
I've been acting, honestly, since I was 9. I did take a break once I
Okay.
went to high school and college, really. I took about maybe a 10-year gap.
Okay.
But I decided when I graduated, I was like, you know what? I do want to act again.
Mm-hmm.
My boyfriend, Will Flash, he be acting
He
a
over
lot.
here in the cut.
He's
He
in the
over here in the
cut.
cut.
He's in the cut. He's in the cut. He actually was doing a lot of background acting,
Okay.
and I was like, let me see what this is about, because I've always wanted to do film and TV, and I always wanted to be on set, but I didn't want to just go in there just not knowing the process. So I wanted to be in the room and just see if just something I wanted to do. And when I started doing that, I realized, yeah, definitely miss acting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been fun. It's been a great experience.
They kind of go hand in hand, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can act, put the soundtrack on there.
You see it.
Yeah, there you go.
Sync placements.
There you go.
Y'all,
There you go.
look, you see the vision. That's the vision.
Y'all see me in that scene. That's me in the background.
I'm telling you, that is such a flex. I love that. I love that.
Yeah. How different is preparing for a role and making music?
Oh, that's good. I would say making music is a little bit more personal. Like you really have to just tap into your life. You have to tap into experiences you've experienced, because not everyone has had your experience. Some people may have, some people may not, and may relate to you. Where I feel like a role is, it's character development. You have to be that character, and it might be a character you've never experienced in your life. Like you might have never robbed a bank, but you gotta act like you robbed that bank. And really make your own version of that character. Not necessarily be the character, but make your own version of that character. But I feel like that's the fun part of it too, is like, what would I look like robbing a bank? Do I have an accent? Am I like gritty? Do I have a gun in my hand? Like, that's the creative part. That's the fun part. I would say that's the difference. One of the differences between them.
What's one of the biggest lessons acting taught you about yourself?
Acting taught me
about yourself.
About myself. You gotta put in your 10,000 hours in that. And it doesn't mean that what I've done isn't enough. It's just when it comes to just acting, period, I wasn't as active as I was in music.
Okay.
So there are some things that I really do need to freshen up still on. And that's okay. But understand that you're going to come in here, again, fresh meat, just in the room. You got to just really feel the experience and, be a learner. Have your notes out. Mentally think about things you wouldn't want to do on set. Think about things of how you would want to move on set. I've seen some craziness on set, not just as a background actor, but just in general, just like the do's and the don'ts. Like, you just knowing how you would want to move, being around people who have been in this room probably since before I was born. So really just learning more just about the industry and learning more about that process.
Exactly. What's one thing fans don't understand about entertainers behind the scene?
Man, this is a around the clock job. Like, outside, like, even if you have a job, a real 9 to 5, you're always going to be thinking about the next step. I just finished a show May 3rd. I'm immediately thinking about when the next show is going to be. Or I'm immediately thinking about what I want my next set to look like, or my visuals to look like, or, the next single. It's never not stopping. Like, even with acting, if you're multi-talented, or if you want to do film or other things, you're always thinking about the next step. And sometimes you're going to think about it and be like, you know what? Yeah, I want to do that. But sometimes you're going to be at a hard stop too, of like, what do I want to do? Do I want to, pivot? Do I want to just be a one-lane Jane right now? It's nonstop thinking. It has to be healthy thinking. Allow God to give you some sort of decisions and some sort of insight on what he wants you to do too. Because I'm learning even now that some of the things that I want to do might not be what God wants me to focus on right now. And that's okay too. But understand that what God has for you is meant for right now. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It just means right now your focus needs to be here instead of here. And I literally just had this conversation yesterday. That's crazy.
Yeah. Deja vu.
Hello.
Let me ask you about social media numbers.
Yes.
Are they more important than talent today, you think?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I feel like social media has completely tainted what talent is for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like now it has to be certain numbers and certain following, and you have to have all of these accolades. And it's not. I feel like honestly, it's just people not wanting to invest anymore. People not wanting to hit the pavement and find genuine artists who've been putting in that, work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bittersweet because social media has found some amazing, talented artists who's been, in that grind for so long. But at the same time, I feel like it also tainted it to where it's like, why do I need a blue check mark on my social media to know that I'm talented? Or why do I need 10,000 plus followers to just be in a room where I can just learn more about myself? I do feel like that cloud is what's missing. That cloud is tainting a lot of talented people who could be in that room. And I do appreciate, some film directors and even some executives out there who still do give talented people a chance, but it is hard to get over that cloud when you don't have the resources or just have the people to put you in that room. So I don't know. Social media is so bittersweet for me.
Yeah.
It just depends on the day.
Exactly.
Today ain't the day.
Yeah, okay.